Dr. Philip Wilhite was an early pioneer of dentistry who called Anderson his home. We'll learn more about him, his discovery, and his home next Under the Kudzu. A native of Georgia, Dr. Philip Wilhite graduated from medical school in Charleston in 1852. Soon after, he and his wife Cora moved to Anderson. In 1856, he built a 6,000 square foot mansion on the corner of River and McDuffie Streets, just a few blocks from the downtown. Boasting 14 rooms, the Wilhite House is one of the largest and oldest residences still standing in the city. Dr. Wilhite and his wife Cora had several children. Two sons, Frank T. and Joseph O., operated a successful drugstore with their father. Dr. Wilhite's experience with medicine included being credited with the discovery of the anesthetic qualities of ether. While a youth, Wilhite and his friends would smell ether. This was a common pastime during the early 19th century. In fact, it was at an ether gathering that Wilhite made his discovery. While holding down a teenage slave and covering his face with an ether-soaked cloth, Wilhite observed the longer effects of the ether. The boy passed out. Dr. Wilhite would later use this experience to experiment on patients by using ether as an anesthetic for surgery. During the Civil War, Dr. Wilhite performed surgery on Confederate and Union soldiers in the front sitting room of his home. Dr. Wilhite died in 1892. The house remained in the Wilhite family for nearly 100 years. The last Wilhite to live in the house was Miss Mary Wilhite, Frank Wilhite's daughter. Miss Wilhite never married, and upon her death, the home went up for sale. In 1939, John Donald Brown purchased the home. He and his wife lived there until the 1980s, when the home was bought by two short-term owners. The most recent owners, the Monroes, bought the house in 2004 and operated a catering and events company. Sadly, this fine and majestic home stands empty and is for sale. The elements have taken their toll on this grand old home as the ghost of Mary Wilhite roams the halls all alone. The Wilhites were but one of the many families who built Anderson. I'm Brian Scott. Join me next week as we explore more Under the Kudzu.